Imagine you're hiking in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado during the first days of fall. Suddenly, you hear a powerful whistle echoing through the valleys. Someone hearing this sound for the first time might find it hard to believe that such a striking sound comes from a deer. Many people think of elk as quiet, timid animals that are constantly fleeing from danger. However, when the instinct to protect its herd kicks in, a Wapiti elk does not hesitate to engage in fierce confrontations with rivals. The Wapiti, or elk as it is commonly known in North America, is found in large numbers in Colorado. It is estimated that approximately 300,000 Wapiti currently live in Colorado. Let's make one thing clear from the start. This is a creature so large that it cannot be mistaken for an ordinary cute deer when viewed from a distance. Before you stands a Wapiti, a creature so large it can be spotted even from a distance, that inhabits the forests and mountains of North America. They are herbivorous animals that typically live in herds. During the summer months, they migrate to the higher elevations of the mountains, where they feed on grasses, leaves, and young shoots. Weighing between 700 and 1,000 pounds, these animals are among the world's largest deer species. Male Wapiti can reach approximately 4 to 5 feet at the shoulder. When their antlers are included, their height can exceed 6 feet. Just imagine, without even standing on its hind legs, this animal has a shoulder height that's taller than an adult human, simply by standing in its natural stance. The Native Americans named them Wapiti, which means white-rumped. This name comes specifically from the light-colored fur on the underside of their tails, a feature that stands out even from a distance. In Colorado's snow-capped peaks reaching 14,000 feet and its vast valleys, spotting them at first glance is nearly impossible. This is because nature has endowed them with perfect camouflage in shades of brown, gray, and red. However, with the arrival of summer, a striking transformation begins in these silent giants. The antlers growing on the males' heads are quickly covered with a soft, velvety, and vascularized tissue. The scientific community refers to this structure as velvet. This is a temporary phase during which the antlers grow at an incredible rate, nourished by a dense blood flow from within. So, in this wild landscape, as they roam among mountain lions and grizzly bears, are these massive antlers weighing up to 80-90 pounds an advantage or a burden? In fact, these massive antlers are both an advantage and a burden. They are the most important indicator of dominance among males during the mating season. Larger antlers signify a stronger rival, which translates to more mating opportunities. However, these antlers also create a disadvantage by hindering movement, requiring energy, and adding extra weight when fleeing predators. One of the most important functions of these antlers emerges during the competition that begins in the fall. This period, when strength and the instinct for survival reach their peak, is called the rut in biology. That ear-piercing sound you heard at the beginning of the video starts to echo through Colorado's valleys during this season. Scientists spent a long time trying to figure out how this sound was produced. It eventually turned out that the Wapiti uses both its lips and a highly developed larynx simultaneously to produce the sound. This allows them to produce not just a single sound, but two distinct tones simultaneously, a deep rumbling growl and a higher-pitched whistle-like sound layered on top of it. The combination of these two sounds creates a powerful call that can be heard over long distances across valleys and forested areas. When the mating season ends and hormone levels drop, The wapiti naturally sheds its antlers to maintain calcium levels in its body. In the spring, a velvety tissue forms where the antlers once were, and the antlers begin to grow from scratch. This growth process is quite rapid. By summer, they reach full maturity in a short time. By the end of summer, blood flow within the antlers slows, the tissue hardens, and the bone structure strengthens. Later, the wapiti rub this velvety layer against tree trunks to remove it, leaving behind fully hardened antlers. However, for Colorado's wapiti, the threat does not come solely from predators. In recent years, research has revealed that what truly concerns scientists is a very different threat. This neurological disease, known as chronic wasting disease, or CWD for short, is a serious health issue that can spread among deer, elk, and other cervids. As the disease progresses, animals begin to lose weight, exhibit behavioral changes, and eventually grow weak. What is even more concerning is that the disease does not spread solely from animal to animal. Evidence shows that the prions causing the disease can persist in the soil and environment for years. This makes it extremely difficult to control the disease once it has taken hold in an area. However, the threats facing the wapiti are not new. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, their populations declined significantly in many regions due to uncontrolled hunting. Herds that once numbered in the millions dwindled to the brink of extinction in some areas. Thanks to conservation programs, hunting restrictions, and the protection of natural habitats, the species has managed to recover. Today, Colorado is home to one of North America's largest wapiti populations. Yet despite this success story, Colorado's majestic giants now face a very different challenge. As mountain towns like Aspen and Estes Park have grown, human settlements have begun to encroach on the migration routes that wapiti have used for thousands of years. In winter, when snow deepens in the higher elevations of the mountains, herds are forced to descend into the lower valleys in search of food. But they are no longer met only by natural barriers. Highways, fences, and sprawling residential areas now stand in their way. These giants, who once managed to survive overhunting, are now struggling with the gradual shrinking of their habitats. When we look at the bigger picture, the wapiti is not just a large, antlered herbivore. So, after learning about the world of these giants, which fact surprised you the most? Our next stop will be in California, where we'll meet a sky-high giant whose wingspan exceeds the height of a human.